Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and had a subscriber ask a question which I'll flip in here, and it's actually a pretty good question. I'm not so concerned with this other part about exercise protocols and stuff like that, because that's a lot simpler. That's not something people do an internship for and have to get a graduate degree to do. But people selling meal plans professionally who aren't registered dietitians, people in the fitness community, YouTubers, what do I think about that? Let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Let's do a little bit of crafting and let's talk about that. Now, the legality of it, I'm not actually sure. I will actually need to research that. But yeah, because being a registered dietitian, which means you are registered to actually assign meal plans to people, you're registered through the American Dietetics Association, I don't know, it might be a requirement. These guys might actually be breaking the law. I know there's a lot of areas that require licensing to do something professionally. There's a lot of things out there, even doing a haircut or cosmetology, for example. If someone charges you money to do it and they're not a cosmetologist, they can get into serious legal trouble. They actually have to be licensed to do that, which means they took certain courses, they had to pass tests, they had to be certified. Registered dietitians in the United States are required to have at least a master's degree in nutritional sciences, and they have to do an internship. Usually that internship involves either working like in an obesity clinic or working like in a childhood, like a medical facility for children who have special dietary needs. They have to do an internship like a medical doctor does on top of it. That is what is required to actually write meal plans legally in the United States that you're selling, to be a dietitian. And that's the thing, is that you're talking about people who actually have a very advanced knowledge of the way the human body, vast majorities of people respond in different ways, who have different medical problems, different issues, different intolerances, how they respond to meal plans, how to get them to safely lose weight, how to cure their diabetes, how to deal with cancers, how to deal with heart disease. Registered dietitians are oftentimes even covered by your medical insurance. So for example, if you're obese and you have medical insurance inside the United States, and assuming you have a good job, you probably do have medical insurance that will cover a registered dietitian for obesity, which means that expert helps you and they will help you lose your 100 pounds or whatever you need to lose. It would be really silly, of course, because of that, your medical insurance would cover it, to go to someone on the internet for that. So this kind of comes to the question of, what world do people live in where they're paying people on the internet to write meal plans for them, to tell them what to eat? This is an entire field of study with licensing. They require certifications, internships, graduate degrees, people who are oftentimes even published researchers. This is a science. It is not an art form. It's not guesswork. It is a science. And the idea that because some person got lean on the internet themselves, or trained a couple clients, that they're qualified to write meal plans for you professionally is fucking insane. And as far as hiring someone who isn't a registered dietitian to tell you what to eat, me personally, I would never give anyone a single fucking penny of my money to help me with a meal plan, whether it was for fat loss or for a medical issue, who was not a registered dietitian. That would be stupid. Just like I don't go to someone who's not a surgeon and a board certified medical practitioner to perform medical procedures on me. I also wouldn't go to my neighbor who knows a little bit about teeth and have him do major dental work on me. I'd go to a dentist. You know, and it would be one thing if it was free. People giving you free advice is one thing, but people charging money for meal plans who aren't registered dietitians to help you guys do whatever, get in shape, lose weight, is a fucking hustle. These are not people who are qualified to write meal plans for you. These aren't people who have an intrinsic and deep understanding of the science of the way the human body responds to food. These aren't people who are qualified to assess your individual medical needs and determine the best course of action on a diet, who can adjust it based upon intolerances and things they find over time, changes in your blood work. These are just people who work out, lift weights, who just decide because they've lost weight or got fat or ripped that they're qualified to tell you what to eat. And some of the stuff that they give people is downright insane. Like oftentimes meal plans that I've seen people sell, when a registered dietitian looks at it, they just laugh at the stupidity of it. And people pay these people nonetheless. And that's the thing. People do this, and it's like they don't even realize this is something that you hire a professional for. Just because you're a YouTuber doesn't mean you're a professional. And people say, well, what about you, Jason? Do you see me selling anything? I have free workout programs that thousands and thousands of people get amazing results on, but they're free. I don't charge you anything for them. I would never tell anyone to pay for a workout program. Why would you? All the best workout programs ever written can be had for free. They're already out there. Why would you pay for a workout program? It's fucking stupid. It's literally fucking stupid to buy a workout program. All the best ones are free and already published. You don't have to buy them? Really? And as far as buying a meal plan from somebody who's not a dietitian, well, there's another old expression that says a fool and his money shall soon part. Think that through, and a lot of you are like, well, I've hired this person to buy a meal plan. Are you saying I'm a fool? Yeah, a little bit. And I don't want that to be taken as an insult. I want you, when I say that, to step back and say, wait a minute. Oh my God. I got suckered right into this due to someone being a celebrity, someone looking great, either being on YouTube, being a writer for a magazine, maybe being a bodybuilding coach. And I paid them to do what you would hire a real professional to do. They're not actually a professional meal plan writer. They're not a registered dietitian. They've never done an internship. They're not board certified by the ADA. They didn't get a master's degree in it. They're just someone who works out, who might not even know that much about nutrition. They might not have even taken a freshman nutrition class. They just work out. And I just paid them. I paid them good money for a meal plan. Whoa. What the fuck did I just do? And that's the thing. I can say that you've done something foolish, and instead of people getting insulted, I would feel much better if you look at that and said, oh my God, he's right. I need to not do that again. I just got hustled. Okay, yeah, I got some results, but this person didn't really know what they were doing. I got lucky. How do I know it didn't cause me some problems, some dietary imbalances? How do I know I couldn't have done better had I hired an actual registered dietitian? And that's the way you have to think about these things. When you're paying for something, it needs to be from a true professional, not star power, not a celebrity. Think about that for a minute. When you're talking about doing something internally in your body that you're going to pay for, that's not free advice, guys. You got to understand there's a tremendous difference between free advice based upon experience, based upon knowledge by fairly knowledgeable people, versus actually paying money as if they're a professional. There's a tremendous difference. And honestly, it would be kind of nice if people actually called out the people selling this stuff. People selling meal plans on the internet. People should call them out on selling meal plans when they're not a registered dietitian. I get people who ask me to sell things all the time. And I choose not to. I've always got people contacting me, hey, will you coach me in this? Will you sell me this service? Will you do this? Be like, no, man, I just give free advice. I'm an educator, I'm an entertainer online, but I am not a registered dietitian. I'm not a registered physical therapist. I try to give you guys the best advice that I can based upon both my life experience over decades, as well as me keeping up with all of the current literature, scientific research. I spend probably 10 to 20 hours every week just reading through the newest research in health, fitness, exercise science. I try to stay current with everything so that my audience doesn't have to. But I don't sell stuff. I don't sell you guys services because I'm not in that business. And as far as meal plans and stuff, my God, no one should be selling you guys meal plans who's not a dietitian. That's shady. It's shisty as fuck. And that's a hustle. That is a hustle. You're being hustled. That is a straight up 2-bit hustle for someone to jump online, get ripped or whatever, do a bikini show, do one bodybuilding show, and then start selling meal plans as if they know fucking anything about nutrition. It is the job of a registered dietitian. If you're selling it professionally, yeah, and that's something to look into. You know, some of these people could actually be breaking the law by doing that because they're not actually legally qualified to sell you a meal plan. You know, there's a lot of things that are regulated for a reason. There are things that are regulated for a reason because they are potential safety issues. And again, there's a difference between free advice and selling something as if you're a professional. Because once you start selling meal plans, you are pretending to be a professional. But, yeah, they don't have the qualifications. Are there YouTubers doing it? Yeah. Are they going to be in trouble if maybe that does turn out to be legal and the government cracks down on them because they're public figures doing it? Yeah, they could be in serious trouble. Something they need to factor in. And you know what, guys? That's the thing. If you're on YouTube, there's no need to even be greedy like that. Let's be honest. Anyone who's got a big enough following who makes videos every day on YouTube, you can live comfortably off the YouTube alone. You start throwing merchandising in, you can live really well. You don't actually have to try to sell services you're not qualified to give. You just don't have to. I mean, again, guys would be really shocked at what a lot of people make on YouTube. They don't need to do this. Now, a lot of these coaches, you know, maybe that's different for them because they're not making internet money off their Instagram. But the Instagram ones, you see a lot of that too. You see people who jump up, just start competing in something, and then all of a sudden they got meal plans up for sale. I mean, there's memes about it. But that is shady. It's shiesty as fuck. And that's the thing. You need to remember, you'll notice a lot of times your personal trainers in certain regions due to laws are not allowed to sell you meal plans. They're allowed to give you workout advice. They're allowed to give you general recommendations. But if they start trying to give you a meal plan as part of their professional service, depending on where you live and what the laws are, yeah, they could be breaking the law and could be in danger of losing their personal training license. But yeah, these YouTubers who do it, these people on Instagram who do it, these internet celebrities who are selling meal plans, yeah, that's shady as fuck. They have no business doing that. They are not professional dietitians in any way. You know, and people need to know when to not overstep their bounds. Like the big ones I get from me, same thing. I get people who are like, I've got a back injury. I'm like, I'm not giving you any advice. Please don't follow any of my programs and go consult a physical therapist. I don't want to fuck you up for the rest of your life. I don't want to be responsible for that. So no, I don't want to give you personal advice. I'm sorry. You know why that's called being responsible? Knowing your limitations and the limitations of your knowledge, and knowing the limitations of your liability of what you can get away with. These are important things to consider, but definitely for people out there who are buying meal plans from these people, seriously guys, fucking seriously, you're going to pay money for someone just because they got ripped or something online to tell you what to eat. That's why we have registered dietitians. Are you going to let them prescribe your drugs next? You're going to let them put some dental implants in you later? You're going to have them fill one of your teeth? Think about it. I mean, if they have really nice shiny teeth and their teeth look good, they're qualified to work on yours. Is that how it works? It sure seems like it. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.